Hi, I'm Helen Bates. I'm a 29-year-old event rider from Cirencester, and this is Carpe Diem, aka Demon or Diego. And together we've competed up to 5 star. We are based on a lovely, quiet Cotswold estate. Lots of really lovely turnout and big boxes. We normally have about 10 to 14 horses in, depending on the time of year, ranging from sort of horses in to be backed, 3 year olds, young horses, all the way to the top level horses. We also have some schooling liveries in, whether that's short term, long term. So, yeah, we're always kept busy. I started riding at around the age of 8. My parents bought me a riding lesson for my 8th birthday, and I never looked back really. They probably regretted that decision. I spent a good few years at the riding school. We ended up buying our first pony, who was in fact a yearling, so I had to be quite patient with him before we could actually do anything super fun with him. But yeah, that's sort of where it all began. So I started eventing around 16, and then at 17, I upped and moved all the way to Leicestershire from Dorset to be based with Mark and Tanya Kyle. That's sort of where my real passion came for sort of producing young horses, getting them from scratch and producing them at the levels. Spent a good few years there and then moved down to Gloucestershire in 2019 and have just sort of been slowly building up my string ever since, really. We originally got Carpe Diem or Demon in 2014 as a 4 year old from the Brightwells auction, which was actually held at Addington at the time. So you go down, and I was lucky enough to be able to try him. He was super fresh, tried to deck me twice, and I just absolutely loved his jump, and I had this gut feeling about him. We were lucky enough to get him and secure him in the auction, which was super exciting. And he spent a good few months not being able to get around the arena because he was probably a bit too much horse for me at the time. And I was just lucky enough to be based with the Kyles on a professional yard at the time. So I had a lot of support. And it's been, yeah, a long road. But he is probably the best jumper I've ever sat on. He's got a funny little brain, but he's absolutely unreal when it comes to the jumping phases. So there's nothing else I'd rather be sat on. Last year was mine and Demon's first badminton. It was a completely unreal experience, having been going to badminton since I was younger. I've been a few times with my family, and obviously being from Dorset, it's the closest 5 star to there. So it was always one that was in in the background for me. I probably never really thought I would get there. So even just being there alone just felt like such a privilege. I was so grateful for all of the support from people back home and from my family and friends and sponsors. Everyone was just amazing and made the experience completely unreal. But last year, I was so proud of Demon. He gave his absolute all in all 3 phases. He finds the dressage atmosphere quite intense and a little bit overwhelming at times. That would be the phase he's least confident in, but he really tried to hold it together. So we were all completely thrilled with him. Lots of little mistakes, but that would definitely be something we'll be hoping to improve upon this year if we can get back there. The cross country was completely surreal, jumping around those fences. We had a tiny little mistake near home, a few minutes away from home, where I just had to cross my tracks because I got jumped into midair off of the drop. But he felt absolutely full of running. He felt amazing, and I'd be excited to go back and try and get that illustrious clear round. I'm really hopeful and excited that we can go back this year and improve upon our result from last year, as well as having an amazing time. We've been using Bedmax for the last 4 or 5 years on the yard. I absolutely love it. It's perfect for giving the horses really nice big beds, keeping their stables clean, for respiratory health, all of the things that are super important, especially for competition horses, but any horses really that we have in. Yeah, it's my absolute go-to for bedding.